what you can see is that our objective is to make the planet more sustainable, to create technology and products and applications that help sustain our planet. We're committed to improving our customers' energy and environmental performance, and I will talk to that. And we're also committed to creating a safe workplace that is attractive to employees and to potential employees. Praxair, the parent company, is also over 100 years old. So with White Martins, we are proud to be, as Marcos said, companies that have been around for a long time. It is important also, while you listen to me describe our sustainability strategy, to understand that we are about 1/10 the size of GE in revenue and in headcount, and about 1/3 of the size of Dow. So although we are a large company, we are much smaller than the two companies you heard from this morning. So sustainability for us really started about as a formally about 11 years ago. In 2003, we established our principles of sustainable development. Our first set of principles, we've revised them since then. In 2008, these 7 points. We have proven that sustainability is consistent with the business. We have proven that it drives performance. We have to show in a recession that sustainability helps us save money. We have to show that sustainability helps us defend our business model. We show that sustainability can make money. We show that it can deepen employee engagement. And very importantly, we show that if you start at 9 o'clock on this wheel, our business model is to improve resource efficiency, both our footprint and our customers' resource efficiency. If you do that, you reduce energy use. If you do that, you reduce your carbon footprint. If you do that, you will save money, you will reduce risk, you will improve safety, engage employees, engage in global challenges. Doing that will spur eco-innovation, and that brings you back to improving resource efficiency. And these 7 business outcomes are very closely connected to this wheel. And I'm going to walk you through each of the 7, and in most cases I will provide you with an example from our White Martins business. So the first challenge is to show that sustainability is aligned with the business. This is a complicated slide, and it's not mine. This is a slide that is used by our executives when they give presentations to investors. It's a slide that explains Praxair's business drivers. So the business drivers are emerging economies, energy, environmental regulations, and execution. And you can see some of the detail there. Our job in the sustainability program was to line these up with sustainability themes, and you'll see that we did that here. So we've lined this up with people, products, planets, and productivity. It's a little easier to see that way, right? Now, what's interesting about when you do that, what's interesting about that is we see 2 of the big themes that are of interest to us and I'm going to speak about. And I want you to think about, because I think this affects all of us. The big themes we have are 2 conflicts. On the one, the first conflict is the conflict between the rising demand for energy and climate change. So the need to somehow meet our energy demands with less dependence on fossil fuels. That's challenge number 1. The second challenge we have is the challenge of urbanization, population growth, putting pressure on the planet, and at the same time, all these people are moving into cities with increased consumption demands. So I want to ask you, which of these two trends, energy and climate change, or population and consumption patterns, do you think is more important now for consumers? If you think it's energy and climate change, you can only choose one. I want you to put your hand up, and I will secondly ask you to put your hand up if it is the population and consumption pattern. So let me see which you think is more important. If you think energy and climate change is more important to consumers, please put your hand up so I can see. 0. So you all think that the trend of urbanization and rising consumption, that is a more significant trend for consumers than energy and climate change, yes?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you'll find out if you are in the majority. Thank you for that. Now, what we did with these is we have created a series of our sustainability program, basically builds out from the 4 Ps that we have here. But we still, in our own operations, are not making huge investments in renewable energy. And this is what we found. We found that Praxair energy efficiency, which, let's remember, is very good energy efficiency, outperforms any renewable energy project, any type of renewable energy at this time. In fact, if you compare the energy return on investment for that $1,000 from our energy efficiency to a solar solution, we get a 12 times better result, just in energy terms. So here's the question about, can you use sustainable development, not just to save money, to defend your business model, to align with the business, but to make money? And here I'm going to speak about one of our standard industrial processes, which is that we process a byproduct, CO2. Now, as you know, CO2 from industrial operations is responsible for climate change. And what Praxair can do is we can capture that CO2 and purify it. And we find various applications for it. So this standard business application of finding a second use for the CO2 that otherwise would go straight into the atmosphere, to capture that, to clean it up, and to provide applications for it, is already good for the environment. And the question is, can we improve that business? Can we increase that business? And are there ways we could actually eliminate CO2? Footprint, saving money, being resource efficient, reducing energy use, all those things. It does all of that for Praxair. But that to honor that contribution, the Praxair Foundation is going to match that contribution with a grant so that we can plant trees around the world. Some of those trees will be planted here in Brazil in the Atlantic forest, and we look forward, and we'll be working here with the Nature Conservancy. Our other partner will be the Arbor Day Foundation. And again, just to point out the strength of our White Martins organization, 16 White Martins sites were among the 89 that achieved zero waste last year. And again, most of them achieving much more than 90% waste avoided from landfill. So tremendous strength from the White Martins organization in contributing to this. But it's clear that we found the employees kind of this huge wave of interest in this activity. It was very gratifying for us when we, after we started. Just an incredible upwelling of interest in the program. Now, while we're engaging employee hearts and minds, I want to turn to a topic that received a lot of attention this morning, which was, of course, community engagement. And as you saw in the first slide and second slide, our community engagement program is fairly recent as a global activity. Here in Brazil, we've been doing community engagement for decades. But we now have a global program, and we're very proud of it. Some of the results are here. You can see in 2012. And I have to say that I continue to look to our Brazil organization, our White Martins organization, for leadership here. And yesterday I went to visit some of the new recipients of their energies and their contributions. And I'm just really looking forward to continuing to see the investment that White Martins is making in the types of issues that clearly companies here need to pay attention to, the types of issues we saw in the Dow presentation and in the GE presentation, to really invest in trying to help those that are lower than poor, less than poor in our society. But as I move towards the close of this presentation, I want to be...
Sim, um bom apetite a todos e mais uma vez, muito obrigado, Iva, muito obrigado, Marcos. Mais uma salva de palmas pela participação.
White Martins' mission is making our planet more sustainable. And what I wanted to talk about today in my presentation from the global perspective is how Praxair and White Martins are helping the planet become more sustainable. I spoke about several ways that the sustainability program helps the business and helps sustainability. First, we drive performance. Second, we show how we can use sustainability ideas and environmental ideas to save money. Secondly, we show how we can use sustainability to make money with eco-innovation, with environmental ideas. We also show that sustainability helps us engage employees, engage their hearts and minds, and understand how global challenges have an impact on their lives and have an impact on their business, and help us build solutions for those global challenges. Finally, sustainability helps us align employee values with the corporate values and the corporate culture of operational excellence, and with our brand of making our planet more sustainable.
And just about Brazil, what we feel at this moment here, like White Martins work with the employees here, if they volunteer, helping the environment and connecting with their children and families.
Our White Martins organization is really a leader for Praxair in the area of social engagement. And the reason that they are a leader in social engagement is because this issue is so crucial to this emerging economy here, particularly in Brazil. And it's not just that we've been doing community engagement here for decades and doing it very well with very good NGO partners. It's also that when we asked employees what matters to them, what they said to us is what matters to them is that White Martins shows that we care about social issues and that we are helping to improve the lives of the less than poor. And so these issues are really important to the company and to our employees. And we work very, very hard on this issue here in Brazil because it's an issue of local relevance.